I matched with this girl on Tinder. She was significantly bigger than girls I normally date, but we have literally everything in common, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So after talking for a few days, we decided to meet up at this nerd bar last night. I get there and pick a table. After waiting a few minutes, this beautiful woman comes over and starts trying to flirt with me. I find it very strange, so I assume she must be after something. Maybe free drinks, drugs, my kidneys, I don't know. So I explained to her that I'm actually waiting for someone and I don't want to give a bad first impression by chatting up some other woman when she walks in. That's when she springs it on me that she's actually the one I'm waiting for. She told me how she's lost about 130 pounds over the past couple of years and wants to make sure the guys are actually interested in her and not just her body. She was testing me to see if I would ditch the fat girl if someone hotter showed up. So here's the thing, I don't know how I feel about being tested. I don't want to live my life questioning every decision I make, like she might jump out from around the corner at any minute. But she's also really attractive and very cool otherwise. I'm not sure how I should proceed. So this is a bit of a weird situation described in that if it was a real catfish whereby the OP's expectations of a person weren't met, it would feel quite natural and normal to just walk away because they'd been deceived. However, because the OP's expectations have been surpassed, even though they've technically been misled, their immediate reaction is to not walk away, as if being dishonest is okay if you receive a good deal, a bit like a white lie. I guess people catfish and deceive others because they're not comfortable or confident in something about themselves. For example, a normal catfish may not be comfortable with the way they look and that's why they lie about this initially. I guess a reverse catfish is where somebody is maybe comfortable and confident in themselves but not comfortable or confident in other people. And this is probably stemmed from a history of either being bullied or ignored solely based on their appearance, despite being a really nice or interesting person. While it's not right to deceive, the intention was probably to filter out people who would have caused this pain previously by just focusing on looks. To most people this would sound like the OP's lucked out in that he's connected with somebody who he now finds even more attractive than previously. My advice would be to have a conversation and politely ask why the lady felt the need to do this reverse catfish and find out her reasoning. That way he won't be second guessing himself and will understand her mindset. I'd then try and show understanding for any reasoning given, but set up boundaries to say that this is something that he does not want to deal with going forward. Some of the most helpful and insightful comments I found on this post were as follows. When you've been that big for a while, people tend to only notice you for what's on the inside. Suddenly losing weight and being valued for your outside can lead to some trust issues. Can you imagine maybe that friend she had for years suddenly trying to sleep with her because she's hot now? Or maybe being ignored at work as a fat girl and now suddenly everyone wants to hear what she has to say because it comes in a pretty package. Her outside package may have improved, but she is still the same girl she was before the weight loss. She probably just wants to make sure she is valued for who she is and what she looks like. Another post said, hijacking your comment to say that it's unlikely that this was vindictive, especially on a dating app. People who actually want relationships have to sift through a lot. I know a lot of taller guys who don't put their height on their bio for the same reason. If you're looking for love, nobody wants it to be shallow. In her case, women also deal with a lot of people just looking for easy sex. OP basically just told her he's really looking for a relationship and he's not looking for intercourse with anything that talks to him. Personally, if you guys had that much in common, I think you should give it a shot. The whole point of dating is to find out if you're compatible anyway, right? Another post read, drastic weight and appearance changes can really mess with your head if you've been overweight for a really long time. For example, I'm only just starting to accept the compliments without immediately assuming somebody is screwing with me or setting up a joke, because that's literally always what followed with something like that for years for me. Depending on how long she was that big for, I'd been fat since middle school. There's probably a lot of not so genuine experiences from others that have her cautious about how people perceive her. Also, her new body has her wary about others only seeing the outside rather than truly wanting and appreciating her and not just her appearance. Another post said, good on you for giving it a shot, not based on looks, but based on things you have in common. Sometimes the most amazing people are overlooked based on how they appear. It's your lucky day though if she has shown up looking immaculate. I understand your concern, but also understand her perspective. I bet she's experienced some horrible people in her time and she probably feels that anyone would brush her off for the next best thing. I hope things go well for you. And finally, someone wrote, I think if you feel really weird about being tested, you should be upfront. Tell her that pretty much everything you've said in this post and just get it out in the open. Have an interesting conversation about it. I'm sure she will tell you about how hard it was for her to date as a bigger woman and give you a little insight to what's going on in her head. Just keep it in and quietly worry about what deception or tests might await you if you guys actually enter into a relationship. Be gentle, but be honest. If she's willing to address your concerns, then you know she is worth it. If your feelings are dismissed, then it's time to move on.